Welcome back to the Troy University campus here at the Athletics Fieldhouse. I'm Barry McKnight, updating things, spending a little time with women's golf coach Randy Keck. Coach, appreciate the time.
Yeah, love being here, Barry. You know that.
The season came to a close. The women's golf season ended a week and a half, 2 weeks ago down in Daytona Beach. Not the finish that you wanted, certainly heading into it. I thought your club was on a bit of a crest riding into it, but it was not kind to you, as kind to you as you wanted it to be down at the Sun Belt Championships.
Yeah, we were riding a pretty good wave. We started playing some really good golf, and I felt like we were kind of trending the right direction and starting to play the best golf we'd played all spring. The first two rounds of the conference tournament, we played fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
We were in really a pretty good spot. After the first two rounds. It was really strange at the tournament. We went out early both days. We didn't really feel like we played very well.
Mm-hmm.
But as the day progressed, both days, we realized that the score we'd put up was better than we thought. And at the end of both days, we wound up higher on the leaderboard than we expected. So going into the third round, we knew if we could put up a good score, we could have a top 2 or 3 finish if we just played well.
You had gone in with such a full head of steam. I know the Brickyard tournament in Macon.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good scores there from a lot of different contributors, Coach.
Yeah. Really, almost every tournament we played through the spring, we played great golf.
Mm-hmm.
We really had one bad golf tournament in the middle of the spring. We went over to Gulf Shores, caught some really cold, nasty, rainy weather, and just had a bad golf tournament. But, the first 3 or 4 events, we finished in the top 3 in all of those events.
Right.
And we went into Gulf Shores feeling pretty good about the way things were going, and we kind of fell on our face over there in the bad weather. And we talked a little bit about that before. We just kind of wrote it off as one bad golf tournament. You pick up and you move on. And so we did exactly that. We go over to Mercer, we tee it up, played some great golf, had a chance to win the golf tournament over there. Didn't quite get the job done, but another, top 3 or 4 finish, and head back to Troy and think, hey, now we're going. And we had a real quick turnaround to the conference tournament.
Right.
And I thought we were right where we needed to be and just didn't get the job done.
There is such a fine line in golf and really in any athletic endeavor between excellence, between getting the job done, between success and not.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's between the ears, isn't it?
It is. And Barry, you and I have talked about this in the past. One of the things a lot of people don't think about is in different sports, it's just your team against one other team.
Mm-hmm.
When we go to a golf tournament, a lot of times there's either, we have a select number of teams for the tee times to work out. It's usually either 12 teams, 15 teams, or 18 teams.
Right.
And so you go to a tournament, there's 15 teams, 14 other teams there. And in this day and age, everybody's good. You've got, and the transfer portal has changed college golf at our level as well. You've got a lot of SEC transfers, a lot of Big 12 transfers, a lot of, you've got some big time college golf players playing in those golf tournaments that we're in. And you go, and people just don't realize how hard it is to win a team championship. A top 3 finish in the fields that we play, that's very respectable. And to get a college team win, Brent brings cakes down to the building for wins, and that's for a reason. You don't get a cake every week, and it's hard work.
Coach, last week I had the opportunity to sit down for an audio podcast with Shaylee Scarberry,
Mm-hmm.
and I was asking her about the team aspect. You know better than anybody, she was one of the most successful junior golfers in the history of the state of Oklahoma, where she's from, and she's had a lot of success here at Troy and on the collegiate level. So I asked her about what's different about college team golf rather than playing on her own. And she says, a lot of it is you don't want to let your teammates down. You want to support them. A lot of it is emotional to pick each other up.
Yeah.
I got to imagine that's a spot on emphasis from her.
It is, and you know, Barry, we get this question a lot,
Right.
and I know off camera, you and I've even talked about this over the years. We get this question a lot when we take our team to a golf tournament. A lot of times, we're allowed to bring an individual. You
Right.
know, and they get to play in the individual part of the tournament, but they're not associated with the team part of the tournament. And a lot of times, almost every time, that individual finishes ahead of one or two or three of the players that you have in your lineup. And what people don't understand is that person that week is only playing for themselves.
Right.
They don't have the pressure of four other teammates needing them to get a score to the house when they've got a good round going. If they've got a good round going, maybe they finish it, maybe they don't. But the only person it affects is them.
Right.
You don't have four other teammates that are setting up at the clubhouse waiting on you to putt out on 18 going, we got to have this score. And that is such a missed part of what we do. And you're exactly right. The pressure that a player feels is totally different when you're in the middle of that lineup and you've got four other teammates counting on you. And especially a player like, you know, you mentioned Shaylee Scarberry, we call her Bug.
Right.
A player like Bug, when she knows if she doesn't shoot even par or better, we don't have a chance to win. I mean, your
Right.
top level players know when they tee it up that to give you a chance to win a team event, they have to shoot under par. And that's a lot of pressure on a 19, 20, 21-year-old girl, even if they do have a resume like Bug's, which is an unbelievable junior golf resume.
Yes.
I mean, resume, there's probably not many kids in the country in college golf that have a more impressive junior resume, and that should even drive the point home more, is she's as good as anybody that's ever played, and she still struggles with that. I mean, that's a hard game.
Speaking of Shea Bug, and you look at your roster as the season has closed, and you see her, and you see Elizabeth Prius, and other than that, freshman, sophomore, maybe a junior in there. Two-part question. Number one, how difficult is it for you, and you've been at this for a while, to lose your seniors, to know that their contributions have ended? And how excited are you for the future with all of the underclassmen that you've got and some of the new ones coming in? I know it's difficult because Elizabeth has been, you know, and same thing with Shaylee.
And I get so attached, and to lose those two players, it's not easy. It's not easy. I don't sit here and make it. They become family, and I'm as close with those two young ladies as any two players I've ever had in my program, even for the 20 years or however long I've been coaching. It seems like forever these days. But to lose those two young ladies, not just the golf aspect, but the leadership, the stability, the chemistry with the team, all of those things. Those girls in our facility and in our locker room, they bring a calm to those younger players that you just can't put a price tag on. I mean, that's the thing that they bring. And we talk so much about Bug and her golf, and she's an amazing player. And we don't talk as much about Elizabeth Prus, but Prus, that they joke and kid with her about being the mother of the team and whatever. but Elizabeth is that player that's always over prepared. She's always got everything under control. She knows where all the exit signs are. You know, that we say that kind of as a joke, but it brings a comfort level to freshmen and sophomores to have those older players. They look at Elizabeth and they're like, well, if Elizabeth's not rattled, I'm okay.
That's a good point.
As long as Elizabeth's not rattled, I'm okay. As long as Bug is not rattled, I'm okay. And the first part of that question, to lose those two is just invaluable. I mean, you just can't. You just don't go out on the street and replace two kids like that. They just don't come along.
But now your team next year, again with some additions, not on the roster currently, freshmen, sophomores, all through there. People have got to fill those roles, Coach.
Yeah, and we're really excited about some of those girls, even a couple of girls that didn't play a lot this year. The Jillian Frias that, Jillian made a huge swing change. She's a freshman kid from Canada. She's 6 feet tall and hits it a mile and is just beyond talented. I mean, the kid is just immersed in talent. Made a huge swing change when she got here. We brought her along really slowly on purpose. We knew that we absolutely didn't have to have her this school year, and we wanted to bring her progress along the correct way rather than trying to throw her into the lineup and put her in a situation she wasn't ready for. But then you have players like, freshman Laura Fainmeyer. I mean, Laura she was one of our best players all year long. Came in the, ranked in the top 500 in the world rankings. I mean, she's a phenomenal player. She's got top level college ability, but she's a freshman.
Right.
She makes some freshman mistakes, but she also does some things with the golf ball that you're just wowed by. You just watch her hit shots and go, wow, that's a high level golf shot. And then you have, I could just go on and on about those freshmen, but Caitlin Altice had some great rounds for us. Samantha Straight had some great rounds for us. Again, Samantha being a player that's ultra talented, that played in and out of the lineup a little bit, with Bug and Bruce being gone, those girls are going to have to step right into those roles. And, and there's several more. I'm so excited about that underclassmen group. It's exciting, and one other person too that's played in and out of our lineup a lot. Well, two of them actually.
Okay.
Bruna Roqueta and Alyssa Mercado both have played a lot in our lineup and out of our lineup and back in the lineup. And, those girls are going to play huge roles in our lineup next fall.
So now between this moment and next fall, I see a lot of times you are out at tournaments, out at events, out at camps, and all that kind of stuff. The next round of Trojans are out there, and you and the staff are committed to finding them.
Yeah, we're already, women's golf, it's way in advance. We've offered our 2024s already.
Okay.
And we have some great commitments. We have a couple of great players coming in next fall that we're really excited about. Well, we have signed one incoming freshman for next fall, and then we also are communicating with a few girls that are in the transfer portal. Really what we're looking for on that last piece for next school year is we want an older player. Someone that's either a junior college national champion or somebody that's at a high level of junior college golf or a transfer portal from a Power 5 school.
Right. When you sell Troy University to these prospective student athletes, what are the key points that you hit about collegiate women's golf here at Troy?
Well, first of all, you sell the people. It's a different environment here, and we sell the family atmosphere. When we bring them on campus, we bring them through the building.
Right.
We bring them through, Coach Summerall upstairs. We go down the football hall and John sticks his head out and he's like, hey, welcome to Troy. Scott and Shanda over in basketball. I mean, we walk them through the building. And so many of our recruits that we bring on campus, they're like, Coach, we didn't get to do this anywhere else.
That doesn't happen.
We didn't get to do this anywhere else.
Everywhere.
We got to meet the football coach, And, and of course, Summerall, and he's the best, man. He'll have them down there kicking field goals before the day's over, if you let him. But I just love those guys, and it never fails. I run into Smooth or somebody on the football staff or, on one of Coach Rigby's basketball staff, or we take them by the baseball park.
Sure.
And it's just an environment. We sell them on the people. Then we sell them on the facility.
Yes.
We're very blessed with the facility on campus. We've got some amazing boosters that have made that happen. And the last 2 years, Barry, really, we have had some people really come to the forefront on that and take that by the horns a little bit and just basically say, look, we're going to put our money where our mouth is because it's not where it needs to be. Mm-hmm. And the quality of our facility the last 2 years has just 360 degreed, and it is an amazing place to spend each day working on our golf now.
A lot of A lot of reasons to be excited about
Yeah.
Troy
Yeah.
and about Troy women's golf. Randy Keck, thank you so much for the
Yeah.
time.
Thank you, Barry. I appreciate it.
Here
Love
from
being here.
it's from the Athletics Fieldhouse for Coach Randy Keck, I'm Barry McKnight.